Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Let's go over the intro for Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift, which is going to serve as the foundation for when we learn the bass line for the verse. So it looks like this. It's very groovy. So the benefits to this is we are working on our palm muting, our alternate picking, and we're doing funk guitar elements with string muting and also having some dead strings in there as well, especially when we get into the later on parts. So let's dive right into it. To start, we are, with our strumming hand, going to pinch our fingers as though we're holding a pick like this. And then we're going to take the palm of our hand and we're going to rest it on the saddle of our guitar like this. Try this with me. We're looking for this muted sound. As you go across the strings, don't feel like you have to go across all 6 strings. Just these bottom 2 are what we're really going to try to go for today. So that's the palm muting that we're going to do. Now, next thing we're going to do is talk about how to play this A note. Now, it may seem simple on the tab, but what we're doing is actually a lot of left hand string muting, which is really important to get it to sound nice and clean. And it also transfers over when we learn the bass line later and other riffs in the future. So it's going to sound like this. So even though my hand is hitting across these top 3 strings here, you're only hearing the A note ring out. So to do that, you're going to take your thumb and you're going to wrap around so that way you can lightly touch the low E string. This may be harder if you have smaller fingers and a classical style guitar, but I would encourage you to try this anyway because it's going to make learning the riff a lot easier. So we're just looking for that low E string to be muted. Editing Ryan here. If you can't wrap your thumb around and lay your fingers across the strings to meet the A string, you can also put your first finger on the 5th fret of the low E string to get an A note, so that way you can practice playing the note on just the 6th string rather than the 5th string. And then you can take the middle finger and then go to the 5th fret, which is the D note, once we get to that part. Now for the rest of the strings, you can see that my fingers are just touching the strings very lightly. So just try to mute these strings with me and let's practice just doing down and up with our alternate picking like this. So that's the basics of it. Now let's talk about how to do the accents. So you can see that in the tab there's many different accents throughout this riff, and you can see that I've also labeled where on the beat each of these accent falls. For any accent that's on the down beats, it's going to look like this. So what's happening is my palm is lifted up very slightly, and then as I put the palm back onto the saddle, I'm striking through the strings. So just try this with me. 4 more times. Now for any accent that is on the off beat, on the ands in other words, we're just gonna lift up the palm and go up like this, as though we weren't even palm muting it at all. So I want you to try this with me. We're gonna accent and then off. Accent and then off. Go ahead and try this with me. We're making sure all the strings are still muted. And this is like the core technique for this riff. Just a few more times. Last time. Now that we've learned all of the techniques, let's put them together in this riff bit by bit. So really, this is just a repeating line that, you know, it does the same thing again over here. But the pattern goes like this. 1 and 3 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 3. So that's the pattern slowed down, but let's take it even slower and let's just try this one bar by itself. So very slow, like 1 and 2 and 3. About that fast. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's reset. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and let's do that again 2 more times. 1, 2, ready, go. Accent, up, accent, up. And one more time. 1, 2, ready, go. And 3. And now let's try piecing these 2 bars together. So now it's going to look like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and palm mute and palm mute and palm mute and 4 and. So 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and next bar and 3 and 4 and. So you could think of these, even though they are not being accented, as being accented in a way, because we're still putting the palm back on the string and striking through them. So let's try that again. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and palm mute and palm mute and 3 and 4. Let's reset. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So this was the tutorial for the intro to Cruel Summer, and I'm going to go get that. See you later.